Right, I'm going live. Welcome to the Twin Flame Soulmate support. Okay, and hopefully this is the right way round. I think it is. I think it tells you if you're not the right way round. So yeah, I'm just hopping on for 15 minutes. I haven't really got very long, I'm afraid to say. But it's a short little session because I am endeavouring to do these every week. Hi, Steve. So yeah, I'm endeavouring to do a live every week, but obviously I actually want to do more than that. I want to try and do this like most days, like every other day at least, because it's nice to jump on and say hi to people. And you know, this is about Twin Flame Soulmate support. So what I want to say today is that if you're in a Twin Flame Soulmate situation, or you've experienced it, I mean, basically, as you know, it is happening to you because, you know, basically it's there to trigger you. And that is, if you want it in the most basic terms, you think it's just because it's a beautiful gift, but really it is actually something that Matrix is presenting you with to trigger the hell out of you, you know. So it could be anything. It doesn't have to be a Twin Flame Soulmate situation. It could be, you know, other things happening in your life to really massively trigger you. And the reason why the Matrix wants to do this to you, well, I mean, really, it wants to trigger you so that you're really wound up and that you basically stay locked into the 3D reality, because, you know, the 3D reality wants as many people in the Matrix as possible because it obviously makes it more powerful, right? That's why society, governments, or whoever you want to call it, they don't want to empower people to become enlightened, because if they empowered people to become enlightened, can you imagine what would happen? You know, like, because you wouldn't be kept sucked into this Matrix design because you start to transcend the whole thing. Hi, Cindy. So obviously the powers that be want to keep everybody asleep, don't they? They don't want people waking up on a mass level. So they don't hand out information on how to be more conscious, especially not in schools. Can you imagine that? So, you know, it's really down to us that, you know, we become more conscious, and we are part of the awakening consciousness. I mean, obviously Eckhart Tolle writes a lot of information on this, and there's loads on YouTube by him and other gurus. But, you know, ultimately that's what the Twin Flame Soulmate situation starts off as. It starts off as a journey to trigger the hell out of you. So, because the more you get triggered, you're going to go two ways. You're either going to get trapped and sucked into the Matrix, constantly suffering, stuck in a low vibration, okay? Which obviously means that the 3D reality wins, yeah? Or you choose to awaken from your Twin Flame Soulmate situation. And if you choose to awaken from it, or use it as a tool to help you awaken, you do start to gradually become more conscious through the course of your Twin Flame or Soulmate situation. You know, and it's like anything in the Matrix which triggers you. Like, it could be a situation at work, at home, or a relationship. Any situation that triggers you ultimately helps you burn off pain body. So the more you get triggered, the more pain body you're going to burn off. And that is only a good thing, because the more pain body you burn off, the closer you're going to get to becoming the true essence of who you really are, and obviously therefore enlightened. So you know, this is one of the reasons Twin Flames Soulmate situations exist. Is just, well, it's the reason, really. You know, it's going to trigger the hell out of you. You're not going to feel like all happy all the time. And even in soulmate relationships, it can be exactly the same. I don't really buy into the idea that soulmate relationships are really easy. Yeah, you know, it's just that for some of us, we end up in a soulmate or twin flame situation, and that's how our path of awakening is. But for some other people, it's not that. For some people, their path to awakening is maybe getting very ill, or maybe experiencing a loss, or, you know, so it can be all sorts of things can awaken us. So that's really primarily why you find yourself in a twin flame or soulmate situation. And you know, you have to decide at some point that you don't want to suffer, and it's the only way that you will kind of grow in consciousness, it's the only way that you will continue to evolve. So, you know, that's really what it's all about. And yeah, I mean, you know, I can do free readings for people that are, you know, obviously going through this kind of situation. So if you do want me to pick some cards for you, do just put your name. And it's really good if you can actually put your name and what your question is or who you're with. And then we can do that for you. I think I've come on a bit earlier than normal because normally I come on at 2 o'clock, and normally I get a few people come on, but I've only got Steve at the moment. Steve, shall I pick you a couple of cards for you? Because I mean, saying that strictly, I'm not supposed to. Strictly, it's supposed to be twin flame soulmate situations, but you know, Steve's a regular watcher, so I'm actually gonna pick you some cards here today. Just do a little free. You've got 10 of Swords, an ending, 9 of Swords. Ooh, 9 of Swords reversed, Queen of Cups reversed. Okay, interesting. So this is sort of like for today and tomorrow. You are going through an ending of a point here in your life, Steve. Okay. You've got here 10 of Swords. That is an ending, right? It's a painful ending. Something's been really causing you a lot of pain. Spirit is saying it's time for this pain to end around this situation, okay? It's got to be over, because otherwise it's just going to kill you, okay? Now, you've got the 9 of Swords reversed here, which is a really good card because it does show that all of the pain and suffering that you've been doing with regards to this situation, you are beginning to release that pain, and you're beginning to overcome and overpower the mind activity to do with this situation so that it won't cause you so much pain anymore. So you are basically overpowering the ego mind and stopping it from doing this to you, because there's something that's been triggering you in your life very badly, and the thoughts around that situation have been obviously making you feel worse. So Cindy, you're having a hard time seeing. Can you copy and paste and then put it back up? Sorry, Cindy, I read half a message. Now, 9 of Swords reversed, and then you've got the Queen of Cups reversed, Steve. Now, you may feel slightly triggered around today, tomorrow. The tarot's showing that you've got Queen of Cups reversed, so you might not be in full mastery of your emotions, okay? So, you know, just, I would say, take things slow, don't be hard on yourself, and just try and relax as much as you can, because for some reason, you just might find you're not in full control of your emotions or thoughts. I don't know, it's more emotions actually over the next couple of days. So the tarot's kind of telling you, just giving you a heads up and saying, you know, try to relax yourself if you can, okay? Right, Cindy, I did see a message from you. Where did it go? Oh, can you bring it back up again, Cindy, if you're still there? Someone asked me, what's the difference between twin flame and soulmate? I just see it as, well, okay, no, it's not the same. I was going to say it's the same, but it's not. Basically, your twin flame is supposed to be where your soul kind of splits off, yeah, or you're from the same monad, basically. That's all right, Steve. And yeah, and you split off, and you're both parts of each other, and because you're from the same soul thing, like particle, you know, you basically trigger the hell out of each other. And you're mirrors, like you're perfect mirrors to each other. So what one holds and the other doesn't, the polarity, and that's why it's so stressful and intense. And yeah, I mean, that is true. And basically what I feel is with the twin flame, one person's extremely emotionally unavailable, okay, extremely, like to the extreme, and almost to a point where I think a lot of people who are in avoidant attachment styles, okay, a lot of people will think that's their twin flame, you know, because it follows a very similar pattern. The difference is, I think, is just the amount of how you feel. How can I feel more trust in your connection with Marco? Okay, I'll have a look at that, Cindy. So with the soulmate, you tend to complement each other more. It tends to be less of the avoidance stuff going on. It seems to be less, but then that's not always strictly true. because soulmates can also take time out and go distant on each other if they trigger each other, because again, it's a very intense connection, and whenever you've got a very intense connection, you're going to trigger each other much more heightened, you know. Soulmate, I think, is more like you've got the past life connection, or, you know, so like you've been family in a past life, or you've been lovers in a past life. I know that can happen with twin flames as well, but I think so particularly with soulmates. And you sort of find each other again, and it's whereas the twin flame is more like you're supposed to be part of the same soul or something like that. But in any case, I mean, either relationship is really triggering and has pretty much the same effect. It helps you burn off the most amount of pain body, and you want to be burning off pain body so that you can get back to your true essence. So they're worth going through these journeys, but you just have to deal with it in the right way and make sure you rise out of it rather than allow it to drag you down. Because that's what the Matrix wants to do. The Matrix wants to drag you down and keep you stuck, and that's where you have to learn to overcome it and say, no, I'm not doing this, you know, and consciously raise your vibrations. So that's the trap. That's the trap of the soulmate and the twin flame. It is a trap that the Matrix designs to keep you stuck, and you have to find your way out of it. But you can end up with your twin flame or your soulmate, definitely. You can still end up with them, and you can transcend. This is what I'm saying. You can transcend the 3D reality aspect of the connection. So, Cindy, you want to know if you can trust Marco more. Yeah, you can. The tarot is very good here, okay? You've got abundance and connection. Now, Cindy, the more you go into your spiritual connection, this is what the tarot is saying, you really need to go into unity consciousness more and more and more, you know, and concentrate on that vibration of connection across Gaia with all your brothers and sisters, oneness, you know, and really go into the one, because the more you go into the one, the more you then start to feel the connection, obviously, out there, you know. So internal connection is going to link you in with unity, because that's going to help you overcome this situation with Marco, because this person here, very shut down, very distant emotionally when they're triggered, very complicated character, and so it is difficult to trust them. But remember, trust is a very third dimensional term. It's something that the ego wants. It's not something that really is necessary. And you need to overcome that. That's what the tarot is saying, because you've got the Ace of Pentacles. If you can show Marco that really you're just not phased, you know, you're just not phased by it, you don't get triggered by him, you're very centered, you're very much in one love, you're going to transcend this issue. And, you know, Ace of Pentacles, very much a long-term connection there. But you have to find that stability within you, so that you then start to see that reflected in your outside world, if that makes sense. So that's the answer, really, to that. It's good, you know, it's very good. All you've got to do is do that, basically, and it will definitely improve. Okay, so you just can't allow the vibrational level that you see before you to affect you. Do you see what I mean? You have to become able to transcend it, because you have to set the vibrational tone for your life, and it can only happen from within here, you know. Yeah, that's the thing, because Marco's got a lot of pain body, you see, so that's what's happening. It's his pain body, and you just have to ignore it. I know it sounds weird, but you just have to ignore it, because it's not your pain body, so don't let it affect you, you see. Is there anybody else that wants a reading? Oh, what's the time? Oh, I'll have to go in a minute. I've got like one more reading I can do. Sorry, I will try and come on for longer. I keep hopping on quickly, but I will try to do longer. It's because I've got to go to an appointment. Was there anyone else that wanted a reading, or any other questions? Because I can quickly answer. Okay then, please. Okay, I just need your name, your person's name, and your question, because it does help. I find I don't really like doing general readings unless I know someone, because I just think it's really undirective for the thank you, Tyler. Okay, and what's your name? That's okay. Oh, that's all right, Cindy. I quite enjoy it. It's nice connecting with you again. Okay then, what's your name? And what's the question? You just want to know, oh, is it a twin flame? If so, can I cut it off? Okay, and what's your name? Because that does help me. Lisa. Oh, hello, Lisa. Okay, lovely. Right, so, is this a twin flame? It's not healthy. Okay, it's not healthy. You've got the Two of Pentacles reversed here. It doesn't look good. No, it's not causing you happiness, but it won't. It's probably a twin flame, I'd say. I don't think this is an abusive relationship from what I can tell in the cards. It's more just unhealthy for you. It's unhealthy for your vibration. Because we've got the Knight of Swords here. And the Knight of Swords is somebody who rushes around backwards and forwards, doesn't really think how the other person's feeling, you know, and gets triggered quite easily. If it was in the reverse position, or we had the King of Pentacles in the reverse position, I'd say probably more abusive. This just feels like a typical twin flame type of scenario. It's telling me I've got to go out because I forget otherwise. So yeah, you've got here the Three of Pentacles, okay, Three of Cups reversed and the Two of Pentacles reversed. It's not making you happy. This person's going to keep confusing you. They're very reactive, but the good thing about it is because it triggers you, it helps you burn off pain body, as long as you don't feed into creating an identity for yourself out of this, and you know, don't allow this person to drag you down. You just need to be really clear with this person. I'm not going to entertain this scenario, okay? You can have contact with me when you can be warm. You can have contact with me when you can be not in your ego. But when you're going into your ego, because you can tell the difference when this person does that, I would say, yes, I do pick up on an ego with this person. They're not being the real self. Don't entertain it. You know, just don't have an argument with this person, but I would say pull back. Just pull back, because once you pull back, they will notice and they won't like it. This person definitely doesn't like it if you do that. So, you know, I would say they're always going to keep gravitating back towards you because they're facing you in the tarot, okay? It's just not making you happy. And I'll be honest with you, I think it would be better for you to have a break from this person, to just take the time to really connect with yourself. And you might be on a break from this person anyway. They might not be around you at the moment anyway, but they will be coming back in if that's the case. In the meantime, you're better off connecting with self so you can get yourself into a stronger situation, you know, because this person is quite a tinker and they will, you know, be there. I think. I don't see this person going away. All right. So that's my honest answer. And if you're not sure what to do about it, because you said about cutting it, it might be worth booking in with me, because you can't really cut the connection, because energetically you have to. What's a tinker? Oh, it's like a naughty person. You know, it's a name for a fairy, basically. It's like. Fairies used to be called tinkers because they're sort of naughty, you know, and it's like a naughty spirit, you know, so he's got a naughty spirit. And so basically, yeah, you can't really sever a connection. It doesn't really work like that. It's all to do with karmas. So cutting a cord energetically isn't going to work. It needs to be to do with your karmas and his karmas. And you can only really work on your karmas, and you do that by burning off pain body and not listening to the ego mind and becoming much more centered in the consciousness. Once you become centered in the consciousness, you won't honestly care what this person is doing. That's when you really regain your power, and that's normally when obviously they won't leave you alone. So that's, you know, but obviously if you do want them to leave you alone, equally, by the time you reach the consciousness, No one can have, nothing in the matrix can have power over you once you're in the consciousness. It can try, but it won't win. It won't win. Do you see what I mean? Because so cutting cords doesn't work. So that's the answer to that, really. I hope that helped. What's the time? I'm gonna have to go. Sorry. So yeah, thanks for watching. It's nice to connect with you, and hopefully next time I stay on for a little bit longer, because I do enjoy doing this a lot. That's all right, no worries. So yeah, I really enjoy the Twin Flame Soulmate, because I think a lot of people that come to me for readings, a lot of people watching this channel, are very stuck in this type of scenario, and it's really painful and really confusing. So I do like to help with this type of situation very much. Yeah, that's it really. So look, have a great day. Sending you lots of love across Gaia. And if you do want a tarot reading about this type of situation, or any type of situation, and you want to also just find out more information like what I'm talking about, then just contact me. Email info@kerrygroom.com, or Facebook Awakening Tarot, Instagram awakening.tarot. If you just look below other videos, you'll see on there the information. And I'm just sending you lots of love. Peace.